All right, people, what is going on? Back with another episode of the First and Frame Rates show. Normally I do this on Sundays, but obviously I was out of town doing my due diligence and going to watch Georgia Southern play Gardner Webb. I always try to go to those games if possible. Had a good time. So, uh, with that being said, I was in Statesboro, so I was not able to do a stream or a show of this nature, not from where I was. So what I did was I said I was just gonna put it off. And yesterday was Labor Day, so I did not make the time to do that then. And because it's Labor Day, so today I felt like it was a good time to just go ahead and do the show. This show will be on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Anchor, all your favorite podcast episodes. Platforms. You can go there and check that out. And if you want to listen on your time, and I will be advertising the podcast up on Twitter. So if you do follow me on Twitter, is VFBaller. You'll be able to find me there, and I'll be notifying everyone once it's actually up on those platforms. But if you want to, you can just go there now and Google it in any of those platforms. Put in First and Frame Rates. I should pop right on up, and those you can subscribe to those as well. And as soon as they pop up, you'll get notified. So let's go ahead and get into this. Today I'm going to be talking about Georgia Southern versus Florida Atlantic. We do play them next. This weekend we will be playing them. Also, we'll be talking about gaming on YouTube or Twitch, because a lot of people may not know I do game. I mean, you can see all the stuff in the background right here. If you're watching, that I do game on a lot, and most of the time I try to live stream when I do have the time to. And for the most part, when I do live stream, I live stream on Twitch when it comes to the gaming side. All the other stuff I put over here on YouTube. But now it's becoming apparent that I may just go ahead and jump ship and jump back over here to YouTube on my other YouTube channel and just start. And I'm just going to start streaming over here, because to me it just feels more viable at this point. It just feels much better to do so. So I'll be talking about that as well. If you want to call in, the number will be 803-767-4242. You can call in. Also, you can click the link right there that's in the chat. It's pinned, and you can call in on that as well. So that's basically what's going on here, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. Let's see. Today, like I said, we just got finished beating Gardner Webb 30-25. It was not the best outing for Georgia Southern. It was pretty solid offensively. Defensively, we could have done a little bit better, especially in the secondary. We gave up a lot of pass plays, a lot of passing plays, and it's something that I think it needs to be addressed, because we do need to tighten up on that end of the of defense. But I will also say that I will say that I think we'll be fine, because those type of plays that they ran aren't necessarily ideal to what we're normally seeing. They ran a lot of screen plays, a lot of flats, plays to get guys in space. We did get caught outside a little bit. We're not outside, but down the field a little bit. One was a trick play, which I was at the game and I didn't even know that this was a trick play. I mean, I just saw the guy catching the ball and going down the field. I was like, wait a minute. So those aren't going to happen every game. Not the trick play anyway. Now there was a play that got caught over the middle down the field, which was I was kind of kind of disappointed in. Dow Baker got beat across down the field, down the seam, and that kind of that kind of disappointed me. Everything else was somewhat contained, even though they did move the ball okay. But it was just it was those two plays that basically, like, okay, we need to do a little bit better on defense. I think safety help will work out a lot, but when the safeties are already looking at a lot of plays in the flats, those type of things will catch us off guard. I don't think with Florida Atlantic that will happen. So therefore, we'll talk about Florida Atlantic really shortly. Matter of fact, we can talk about them now. when it comes to Florida Atlantic, we beat them last year 20-3, and I don't think that was much of a complete team. We were supposed to play them earlier in the year, but due to the virus, it got postponed to the end of the year. It was good that we was able to still get that game on the schedule, and we did a pretty good job against that team. I mean, we did really really good, and for the most part, I walked away from that game pretty impressed, and hopefully we'll duplicate that again. That'll be great. And I just think that with this go around, we're going down to Boca Raton, Florida. We're playing against a different team. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, because I have the stats right here that I will talk about that shortly. What's going on, Engraven Vids? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Good to see everybody else who have shown up and left. I know people, this is not an ideal time for me to be live. I usually do this on Sunday, like I said, but I have to live up to my obligations and put an episode out for the flow of the podcast on those podcast platforms. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're going to be down to Boca Raton, Florida. We're going to be playing FAU, and like I said, we played them last year in Statesboro. But this year, I think, like I said, it's not a bad thing that this team has been revamped, because I'm going to give you some stats, and I'm going to give you some things that I saw with the eye test against Florida Atlantic. So Georgia Southern comes in this game. We run the ball very well. I think we ran for almost 300 yards last year against them. Also, we ran pretty well against Gardner Webb. We run the ball very well. And one thing about Florida Atlantic, they cannot tackle. Florida Atlantic has a really big problem with tackling. They gave up 400 yards against Florida, and they didn't score until the fourth quarter. So that pretty much bodes well for our defense and our running game. We should do very well when we play against them. Also, I think we should mix it up with passing, because they only threw for 153 against Florida Atlantic. And I think for us, I think that, if we can get anywhere around that type of balance, I think we'll be fine, because we gotta run that type of, stat line anyway. So we should be okay. As far as them running the ball, they didn't do too well running the ball as well. They had 92 yards rushing, and that bodes well for our front seven. Our front seven do a very good job playing the run. It's just, like I said, I just think it bodes very well for Georgia Southern. Even though we're going into a hostile environment, I think that we should be okay. It's going to be totally different than it was last year. First of all, we're not at Paulson Stadium, and the second of all, they're going to be a more of a packed crowd down there. They're going to be more of a packed crowd down there in Boca Raton. So it's going to be a little different. But I think if we play if we have our game plan set, I think we'll be fine. I mean, there's one thing about us. I mean, we do pretty well controlling the ball for the most part. And I think now, with the way that we ran the option yesterday, well, not yesterday, but Saturday, for us not to give up the points, not give up the points, but not to give up the ball on turnovers, we ran the option very well, where we kept control of the ball. We didn't play too loose, and we didn't create any fumbles or anything like that. So running the option should be pretty well. And hell, I think just running the ball in general will be fine. You're just talking to your boy about last night. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I think, even with the passing game, let me see what the stats we had with Gardner Webb. We ran for 365. We ran for 365 against Gardner Webb. So we're more than capable of continuing running the ball the way that we do. I think that's something that, just the staple of Georgia Southern. As far as defensively, FAU can throw the ball. They thrown the ball fairly decent against Florida. They threw for 261. As far as their quarterback, Nicole Perry, 19 of 33, 261, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. It's not the best numbers that you would like to see, but at the end of the day, those are pretty decent numbers when it comes to, just throwing the ball. So they can throw the ball. So that's something our secondary is going to have to be prepared for. I don't think they're going to be as uh I don't think they're going to be as deceptive as Gardner Webb, because Gardner Webb, what they did was, like I said, they threw a lot of plays, threw a lot of passes in the flats, a lot of screens, and they got us over the top with that. With us being prepared or looking for the flat or the screen, they just basically threw it over the top on us and was able to be successful. So especially with the trick play, I mean, the trick play was another play that was thrown in the flats, and it was a trick play that was thrown over the top. I mean, those plays are going to work 9 times out of 10, especially late in the game. So I'm not necessarily upset about that, but our secondary needs to tighten up on Florida Atlantic. Like I said, I think Florida Atlantic has they have the talent to play ball. There's no doubt. I mean, they even though they lost the Florida 35-14, for the most part, they did try their best to contain what they could. The problem was they just couldn't contain the running game. They just couldn't. And I think with the likes of a Cameron Ransom, especially if he starts, I think that we'll be able to really open up this Florida Atlanta defense, and we should be able to have a victory. I don't see no other way. As far as the running game goes, once again, you have Logan Wright. JD King may be back. If that'd be a big deal if he comes back. I would love to see that. Also, we still have the likes of Jalen White, which actually did pretty good carrying the ball for the most part. Also, you got Gerald Green, who did phenomenal. Gerald Green did phenomenal in this game, and that's one kid that's going to be it's something we're gonna have to be looking at as far as giving him more carries, because he was 11 to 72 for 1 touchdown, 6.5 yards a carry. Amari Jones, if we put him at running back, that will be another dynamic. So we got like 4 or 5 guys that can run the ball very well. And on top of that, we got receivers like Caleb Hood. I mean, I talk about these guys all the time. Caleb Hood, Bo Johnson, Chase Hancock caught a touchdown. Emil Smith, that's the guy I forgot to talk about in the last video. Jay McCaffrey. We pretty much have a complete team now when you look at what we have in store. I really feel that not only with running the ball, passing the ball as well, I think we have a really good we have a really good balance, not only on offense but on defense as well. We can stop the run and possibly stop the passing game as well. I think our Achilles heel is stopping the pass. We'll see how that plays out. Like I said, Coach Lunsford and company will have these guys prepared. They pretty much do a good job of adjusting and changing things, and it was good for them to see. It was good for them to see, good for us to see that they were aware of what was going on, and for them to get things together on that end. After the press conference, what they were saying, it's really good to see them get that under wraps, knowing what they need to work on, and hopefully they will be able to do so. I cannot wait to see how they play. I don't have anything more. This is pretty much a preview. Once we get closer to the game, maybe like on Friday, I will have another video out talking about what we really have, because that's when we'll know if the likes of JD King is going to play, if Trent Watson's going to play, who's going to be the starting quarterback, who's going to be the person that's going to be behind the quarterback running the ball, who's going to get the majority of the carries. It's just what the passing game is going to look like, what kind of scheme that we're going to do on defense. I think this is going to be something where we'll know around that time. So definitely I'll be doing another video talking about that once game time comes up. So hopefully, we'll get more information then, and we'll just go from there. But as of right now, I'm going to give a early prediction. And I'm biased. I do see Georgia Southern winning this game, obviously. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher than the Gardner Webb game, believe it or not, because the Gardner Webb game wasn't necessarily tough. It was more us beating ourselves. But now we're going to go up against a different foe that's possibly slightly more talented overall. I think the predictions already got FAU beating us. I think they got a 71% chance. I mean, those don't mean much, but I'm just looking at who we're lining up against. and who we're lining up against definitely shows it definitely shows what we it definitely shows what the outcome could be. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, I don't have much else to say on that one. We're gonna jump over to gaming on Twitch or YouTube because, like I said, knowing that I talk about a lot of sports, I do stream a lot of sports games on Twitch, and I'm thinking about jumping over to YouTube. I've been hearing a lot of people saying, even when I got on Twitch, a lot of people have been saying, "Hey, it is easier for me to watch you on YouTube," and I can't I can't disagree for the most part. Hold on one second. I want to check something. And I want to really possibly jump over there eventually because it's just more accessible. I mean, it really is just more accessible at the end of the day. And what I want to do is get into an area where most people can watch and have a good time. And Twitch is a good place to go, but the problem is Twitch has so many issues going on. I mean, we gotta set up these bots to stop hate raids, and the monetization is just not viable at this point. I'm a Twitch affiliate, and they take like 50%, if not more, of your revenue until you become partner. And becoming partner is a climb. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I mean, I believe I can do it if I really put in the work. It's just that, is it worth it dealing with the hate raids and all this other stuff? Because Twitch is not doing a good job of doing, helping us out. For the most part, we have to do our own defense mechanism, for which my defense mechanism is okay. I think it's all right. I haven't been hate raided yet, even though I was followed by the person who said to be doing the hate raids. And I blocked that person. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some more of that same nature, probably trying to follow my channel. And I just feel like at this point, it's just a little bit too much to deal with. And like I said, over here on YouTube, it's a lot easier when I just when I do basically stream over here. And you got big YouTubers that are starting to move over to YouTube gaming, and YouTube is doing a pretty good job of dealing with a lot of not necessarily the chats, but dealing with streamers and how they're able to grow. I mean, I think they do a pretty good job of growing over here because the search mechanism is a lot better over here than Twitch. The search mechanism on Twitch is fairly, is there a search mechanism? If anything, you have a situation where with YouTube, they give you a lot of recommendations based on what you like or what you've been watching video wise. And that's something that's pretty much that's needed on Twitch, but it's not on Twitch to the point where it's YouTube. For the most part, when you go on Twitch, you just have to type in the person that you're following. And in some cases, you can find other people that are, you can find other people that are basically doing the same thing you're doing, and it creates somewhat of an ecosystem for you to find other places where you can find the same content that you like. What's going on, Quaface? How you doing, bro? Good to see you here. I don't usually do the episodes on today. I normally do them on Sunday, but since I was out of town and Labor Day was yesterday, I'm over here doing this now. But like I said, if you want to catch this after I go live, Google Play, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iTunes, Anchor, and Spotify. This episode will be on those channels, so that you can go check that out. But I'm probably going to do one more stream on Twitch. I may do that later on today. But in that, I'm probably going to announce that I'm going to be moving over to YouTube. And I'm going to be doing it on the VFcast channel. That's where all of my gaming stuff will be, over there on the VFcast channel, because revenue-wise, the revenue is just not there. And I know I may not be making nothing here in the long run when it comes to streaming. But I feel that when it comes to actually building and accessibility and in some cases some form of security, we will have a better better environment to stream. Now I know there are some places that are right now that you get some raids that are pretty much different. I ain't gonna say raids, you just get some spam that I've seen on YouTube. I know on Atlanta Falcons Nation, they've been getting a few on YouTube as well. They've been getting a couple of chat raids or whatever the case may be. But there wasn't no different than, I mean, no different. There's not no worse than the ones on Twitch. So I think I'm gonna probably stick with going ahead and jumping over to YouTube and Twitch. Just I just don't. I spend more time over here anyway on YouTube, and I'll probably be putting in the application to get away from the partnership or the affiliate of Twitch later on today, and that's something that I'm probably going to do as well, and we'll just see how that goes. So right now, I feel like YouTube is on the up and up. Once they get things together with the chatting, because I know YouTube is looking at what's going on with Twitch, and I know they're looking at the hate rate. I know YouTube is going to do something to probably combat that, and it's going to be really once they do that, they combat how they do the things in the chat. It's probably much going to be a wrap, because a lot of people on Twitch just not. I ain't gonna say they don't feel safe. It's not even about that. That's just a part of it. And for the most part, most people just feel like it's it's just a better environment to be on YouTube streaming. You know, they just feel that way. And for me, like I said, the VFcast channel has room to grow. You know, especially with the type of content I put up on here, I think it has room to grow. So I'm definitely going to be doing that over there, streaming and gaming over there, while I continue to do the videos over here, because I think that channel is more geared towards gaming in general anyway. And this channel is turned to more into a sports style, channel. This channel is jumped more into just doing more. They're doing more. I'm doing more over here as far as basically like sports. Especially when I talk about Georgia Southern, Atlanta Falcons, or when I talk about other teams throughout the league or in college or whatever the case may be. It just seems like it's going to that route. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the most part over here, and that's pretty much it for me when it comes to me jumping ship. Like I said, I'll probably be streaming over there today. If I do stream, I may stream a game, or I just may stream that I make an announcement that I'm moving over here to YouTube, because I just need to put in the application to drop off the Twitch affiliate, and we're just going to start growing on the VFcast channel. Hopefully you guys will come over there and subscribe to that channel. Just type in on YouTube VFcast. I should pop right on up on that secondary channel as well, and I'll be streaming over there as well as doing my thing over here. Normally around this time of the show, I'd usually taking calls, or if anybody want to click the link to talk. Don't seem like too many people here. I understand. This is totally different from what it is on the it's totally different from what I normally do on Sundays. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. I normally go live and talk about sports and sports gaming over here. Also, I do have another podcast called the VFcast, which I haven't done an episode over there in a while, which I need to jump on that. Those will be coming back really soon, and I will be doing those as well. So if anybody wants to call in, then now is the time to do so. If not, I'm going to recap everything I talked about. I may even jump into a little bit of gaming news, and then we'll just pretty much call it a day. So I don't see anybody calling in, so that is fine. That's fine. I know this is an impromptu episode. All right, let's get back into this quarterback situation at Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern has, I'll say, a semi-quarterback problem. I think Cam Ransom should be starting. Amari Jones looked pretty good. We also have Justin Tomlin coming back from academic situations. Once he comes back from that, it's going to be really telling to see who's going to be the starter. I think Cam Ransom, that is just too much talent to keep on the sideline. He did very well in his debut. First pass was a touchdown. I talked about this in my last video. The hype is real, and I think he will be able to do big things for Georgia Southern. You just don't keep that type of talent on the sideline. Also, I think we should go ahead and find a way to cater the offense around him. Therefore, that I don't think we're going to be doing too much of dive options or anything like that. I think that we're going to be, actually, making some plays downfield. And I think that's something that we really need at the end of the day when it comes to moving the ball. I mean, if we could do that and still run the option, we'll be unstoppable. No doubt. Like my Georgia Southern Cup. It's a badass cup. But like I said, I think that we'll be able to move the ball very well with Ransom on the under in the shotgun. Now, I think Justin Tomlin can throw the ball as well. I think he does pretty well throwing the ball, and I can't wait to see how that plays out. Because that's one thing I've always liked about him. He actually has an arm. He can throw the ball a little bit. He actually can throw fairly well, and I just think his accuracy just need to be worked on a little bit. That's one thing that Cam Ransom has. His accuracy is really, really good. So once after the FAU game, we're really going to see how things play out when it comes to the quarterback situation. We're definitely going to see that. Also, when it comes to I'm just going to talk about outside of the Sun Belt real quick. Did you guys see the Georgia game? I mean, I don't really, follow, Georgia Bulldogs like that anymore. But Georgia looked really, really well against, Clemson. That defense was really nice. The offense didn't do too much. But that front seven is ferocious. Jesus Christ. I always talk about I want Georgia to play Georgia Southern. Like right now, I don't know. I think Georgia's like on another level right now. I mean, I would love to see it, but Georgia still need to schedule us at some point. I mean, last time we played them was 2015. I mean, that's too long ago for two in-state teams not to play. But that's another story for another day. But Georgia looked really, yeah, exactly, Quaface. They were all over those guys. I mean, that was scary because I'd never seen a Georgia defense look like that. I've never seen Georgia defense look like that in a long time. Most of the time we saw Georgia, I mean, outside of like when you had Roquan Smith or whatever the case may be, or, oh goodness, what was the other guy? He was number 29 for Georgia. Oh, I can't remember him. But outside of, those two times when you had like one or two dynamic players, I haven't seen this defense look this strong, this tough. They're scary good. So it kind of made me want to watch them a little bit. Even though I'm really big on Georgia Southern. I mean, I'm like, I will say this. Even though we talk all our noise about Georgia Southern Georgia Bulldogs not able to capture a national title. They haven't had one since 1980. And we always talk about how Georgia Southern, we have 6. But our 6 is from 1AA, FCS, but they still mean something. I don't care what anybody say. We had a legit playoff run to get those 6 titles. We always talk about the state of Georgia Bulldogs not winning a title, but this could be their year. And I know Alabama's looking like how they look. They played against a Miami team that's somewhat so-so. Miami team is so-so. They don't have the defense like Georgia has. Those two teams, they look like it's going to be them and nobody else. Clemson still has a chance. We'll see. Ohio State, they always in the mix. Oklahoma, I have no faith in Oklahoma. They almost lost to Tulane. So I have no faith in them right now. LSU, what happened to them? I'm trying to think who else. Ole Miss actually looked pretty decent, but I don't think they're ready yet. Florida, no. I'm thinking Oregon, maybe. USC, no. So, like I said, I think it's Georgia and Alabama right now. And this is only week 1. We'll see how things look when week 5, week 6 comes around. But right now, it just seems like it's those two and nobody else. And like I said, for much what we talk about with Georgia, it would be nice for the state of Georgia for them to bring a national title. It would be. It would be nice to see the state of Georgia get a national title. So I'm not necessarily rooting for them, but I would not be opposed to them winning the national title. I would not be opposed to it because those guys, I ain't gonna say they've been through a lot, but I'll say it's long overdue because after the 2007 season when they beat up on Hawaii, everybody thought they were going to win. When you had what's his name, Matthew Stafford, Noshawn Moreno, AJ Green. When you had those guys all together, you thought for certain that they were going to win a national title after that. After they beat, rest in peace, Colt Brennan and the Hawaii, you thought they were ready to do it. But now it's like, they got beat up by the same Alabama team. They got lost to them, and it crumbled from there. But like I said, I feel that they're able to win it. I think they will. Quaface says, G got to get their offense together. They'll blow. I don't think Alabama will blow them out. I think it'll be more of a Clemson. It'll be more like the Clemson Georgia game, because that front seven of Georgia is not going to give Bryce Young that much time to throw. And that's the thing. Bryce Young had a lot of time to throw. He threw for like 4 touchdowns against Miami. I'm not saying that Alabama will lose to Georgia. I think it'll be like the Georgia Clemson game, but it'll be in reverse. I think Georgia will end up losing to Alabama somewhere along like 13-3, 13-6, like 14-10, because that front seven is going to put pressure on Alabama, even though they have a pretty good offensive line. That I think that the Georgia front seven is more athletic. They were able to get to the quarterback. I don't think it'll be much of a blowout. I just think that if they were played right now, I think it'll be more like the Georgia Clemson game, but in reverse, where Georgia will probably put up like 3 or 6 points, and Alabama will be able to get a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns, and then you're looking at a 14-6. I don't think either team will score over 20 points in this game if they will play right now. Now down the road, if they play in the SEC title game, if they play in the national championship or in the playoff, things change, personnel change. You never know what may happen. But as of right now, it just looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game to where Alabama beat them, like I said, 13-0 or 13-6 or something like that. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think that front seven of Georgia is just a little bit. Even the secondary of Georgia, and we didn't even talk about it. The secondary of Georgia is actually better than advertised. So I think that it will be a low scoring game, but it'll be more of the 17-6. I don't see a blowout. Not when you can get pressure on the front seven with the front seven like Georgia did. I mean, if you can get pressure on the quarterback, you're not going to put up that many. You're not going to make that many plays. I don't care what kind of quarterback you are. If you got pressure in your face 2 seconds after the snap after the snap, you're not going to make that many plays. So I still looking at Alabama, Georgia. It's going to be one of those 2 teams, but right now I think Alabama will probably they'll probably beat Georgia. I think they'll beat Georgia. It'll be really, really close, but I think they end up beating them. So that was pretty fascinating to see. Shout out to the guys from Georgia Southern that moved over to Louisville, got a chance to play last night. The outcome wasn't what they thought it to be. You had a situation where Ole Miss did beat Louisville pretty handily. The Georgia Southern guys, Kendrick Duncan played safety for the most part. He started talking about he started for Louisville, and that was pretty much a pretty big deal when it came to it came a pretty big deal when it came to the secondary, because he did play pretty well. Shaw Wertz did play. He did get his leg rolled up on. He did walk off on his own power, but he was injured in the game. That pretty much sucks. So that pretty much what it is. If you want to come through and chat, click the link in the chat, or you can call the number 803-586-90. Oh, I'm calling the wrong number. 803-767-4242. You can do either one if you want to come in and talk. I mean, this is pretty much the time of the episode that we do so. And I think that you the line is basically open at the point. You can click the link that's in the chat, or you can call in either one. I'm looking at something right now. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at a chat right now. Sorry for the pause right there. I'm looking for something. Looking at something in the chat. On one of my channels, somebody put something on the. But yeah, Dave 10 Eagle. If you want to come in, there he is right there. Let's see, Dave 10 Eagle. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Dave, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me hold on 1 second. Yeah, I can hear you, Dave. Just give me 1 second. Let me see. All right, can you hear me now? Oh, okay, great. All right, what is it that you want to talk about? Hold on 1 second. Say something now.
Hello?
All right, we good. Go ahead. Say something now. Go
ahead. Okay. Yeah. I just want to talk about our matchup for week 1. Like, what do you think are the keys for y'all to winning?
You're talking about Falcons versus Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Our key to winning basically is put pressure on Jalen Hurts. Our front seven with Dean Pease' defense is basically going to be that's going to be the catalyst of what we do. So that's what it's going to be. So if we can do that, we'll be fine. As far as offensively, we just have to control the tempo with the running game. I'm not sure if we're ready with the passing that sets up the run. I think it's going to be opposite. I think it's going to be the run to set up the pass. So that's what we're going to have to do.
Okay. And what do you expect your record to be in this season?
Hold on 1 second.
Your record. Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure the audio is good because this is new to me. So, our record right now, I think we're going to be 9-8. I think we're going to be a 500, a little bit slightly over 500, maybe 10-7. Because we still got a lot of work to do. This is the first year with Arthur Smith. This is our first year with our new GM, and there's a whole new scheme that we're running. So we went 4-12 last year. So I think 500 is ideal for us, and I think that we'll be okay. But what about you? What do you think that your Philadelphia Eagles need to do?
In order for us to win, I think we need to run the ball.
Okay.
And put Jalen Hurts in a situation for him to succeed, because we don't really have receivers. So a lot of run and play action. Use the run for play action, and then we need to rush the passer to get to Matt Ryan to get him off his game, because we know when you pressure Matt Ryan, he's not really good with pressure.
Yeah, that's basically that's basically the catalyst of football. You use the run to set up the pass, and then in some cases you will want to be in a situation to where you are you're in a situation where that you can put pressure on the quarterback. I mean, that's basically what it is for both sides for the most part. Like I said, we got guys like Kyle Pitts, we got guys like Calvin Ridley. We got guys that can actually, spread the field. But if we go in just throwing, we become very one-dimensional. So it's very important to start off with the running game with a Mike Davis or a Wayne Gallman. We just picked him up, or whatever case may be. So if we do start off with the running game, it will set up, like you said, play action, or in some cases, just passing outright when it looks like the formation look like it's going to be a running play. So it's really important to see if we can actually make that happen. So that's that's pretty much as far as defensively. I think if we have any weaknesses, we definitely have a weakness on the in the secondary. I noticed even with AJ Terrell and Fabian Monroe, we're doing pretty good, but I think the safeties are still not there yet to where we can actually lock down any passing. So I do see y'all having some success in the passing game over the running game. I think you guys will be a little more successful than that. Our front seven with Dean Pease's defense, they show that they can blitz. They show that they can show stunts. They can show all types of confusion for Jalen Hurts. So I'm not necessarily sure if necessarily running first would work. Maybe that will soften us up. But I think if he drops back to the pass, our secondary is going to be the Achilles heel. We're going to have to get pressure to help our secondary, because if you guys have time, y'all going to be fairly successful throwing the ball, especially with your new rookie Devontae Smith, and then you got Jalen Reagor, and who's the other receiver y'all got? I can't remember the third one, but
Quez Watkins.
Yeah, Quez Watkins. There you go. And so you got guys who can catch the ball. So you got, I mean, like you said, you may think you don't have receivers. I think you just don't have anybody that's under the situation where they're experienced. But you got guys who are talented. So if he can get the ball to them, it's a plus for you guys. So it's going to be really important for us to actually try to get some pressure on him, because if not, if we can't get pressure on Jalen Hurts, I'm not going to say he's going to have a field day, but he's going to have some success moving the ball downfield.
Yeah, and I think the same thing. I think they're talented, but they're not proven.
Right, and it's only Reagor's second season.
Right, and we're gonna see over time if they can live up to their talent. And with Jalen Hurts, we still don't know what we got in him. He played 4 games last year, and in the 4 games, he looked bad and he looked good at the same time. So we just got to see if he's able to read defenses and able to get the ball out quick. And another thing is, are we going to be able to stay healthy? Because last year we was not healthy at all. And last year we had about 14 different O-line combinations, and I want to see if we can stay healthy on the O-line, because that's very important for a quarterback's development.
Very, very, very important. So we're starting a rookie at left guard at Jalen Mayfield, and not the fact that we're talking about staying healthy or whatever, but that's somewhat of a that's a kink in our armor where he's brand new. So coach has faith in him, but like I said, he's brand new. So that's something as far as getting pressure. That's something that we're gonna have to work on. Probably get him some extra help or whatever the case may be, because with him being a rookie, he's going to be tested. As far as your rookie, as far as your receivers are going to be fine overall, and I think you guys will be able to have success down the road. But it's the first game, so it's going to be a little different with just starting out. Now, what I will say, as far as your quarterback situation, y'all just got Gardner Minshew. So Gardner Minshew is going to be somebody that you might need to watch for. He can play some ball. He did pretty good with the Jaguars with less talent. So Jalen Hurts is the guy right now, and that's rightfully so. But I would not be surprised. I said this in a video. I think I said on the last episode of the show. I would not be surprised if Gardner Minshew be the starter by the end of the year. And it's not a knock on Jalen Hurts, because I think he's good, but I think Gardner Minshew is slightly better.
Yeah, I like Minshew too. I think Jacksonville did wrong by not building a team around and seeing what he can do. In my opinion,
I agree.
Yeah.
And they end up getting Trevor Lawrence, which is understandable. I understand it. I get it. But my thing is, for the most part, you had guys that were you had a player that can actually still ball. You could have you could have possibly get somebody else with that first overall pick and still been good at the quarterback situation.
Yeah, and it seemed like that he had chemistry with the receivers too.
Right. And shout out to King David. He's one of the guys that one of my subscribers here, and he followed me on Twitch as well. He's a big Jaguars fan. He wasn't necessarily against picking Trevor Lawrence, but he did like Gardner Minshew, and I liked him too. He did pretty good for him, but I mean he's your player now, so it's good for you guys, because now, like I said, even if Jalen Hurts does not if he does not perform the way that you will want him to, you do have a couple of good viable backups. I'm not sold on Joe Flacco anymore. I think he's over the hill, But Gardner Minshew is he could be the guy that actually do some things for you guys. It was a really good pickup for you guys, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out down the road.
Yeah, it is. And even with that, we still have a couple of first round picks if because you never know what Howie
Right.
he'll still draft another quarterback, but we have two first round picks, and if Carson Wentz can play, I think at least 13 or 14 games, we have three first round picks. But if he don't, we'll have a second round pick. So
Oh, okay.
two
That was
second round picks. So
so that was a
yeah,
conditional pick on the trade. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it was a conditional pick. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So
I didn't know that, but yeah,
yeah.
and
So
right now, they're talking about Carson Wentz is probably going to be starting week 1 because even though with his foot injury, they thought he was going to be out for the season, but after I think it was a second or third opinion, it turned out to be like he's actually going to be playing week 1. They got him active, so
yeah.
that's going to be good to see if he plays. Because even though he's not on your team anymore, and I mean he's never been on my team, it'll be good to see him play because all the injuries he's had is very unfortunate what he's been going through.
Yeah, because he's a great player to me.
I agree.
I
I
don't
totally
I
agree.
don't I don't know why Philly built a statue after they got the Super Bowl. That was dumb to me, but and I don't think he was meant. People keep mentioning that he was mentally weak. I would say that if he was mentally weak, why was he still performing at a high level?
I don't think. I think that. I mean, that's just the Philly. You know how Philly fans are.
Yeah,
They find somebody soft. Even they find a small thing to talk about. I don't think nothing was wrong with Carson Wentz. I think the problem with the front office kind of. I don't think the front office treated him well, even though he did very well for the team, and I think that's one of the reasons why he ended up getting traded. It was a bad situation where you have pretty much you can make the argument that he's a generational talent quarterback, and
hmm
they basically didn't handle him the best way possible. And it's really
right,
unfortunate because it seemed like it was a good fit for him to be a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. I mean, it was just a good fit for him, and um, it is unfortunate. But like I said, now with him playing, hopefully that help you guys out. And like I said, it moves on now because if you get that first round pick, that what you say you have what 2 or 3.
if we get the first round pick, it's three.
Okay, so
But
you
if
have
we
three
don't,
first
we
round.
still have two.
But yeah, either way, I mean, you
Yeah,
got a lot to build on. Even if Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts isn't that guy, you still got
right.
a handful of quarterbacks coming out in the draft. With one of those first round picks, you could pick a quarterback and not even break a sweat because you have another first round pick to fall back on.
Yep,
So I
yep.
mean, at the end of the day, looking down the road, even though the season just started, you don't want to look that far down the road because you don't never know what may happen this season. You still have a lot to build on because a lot of teams don't have anything to build on after this season. I mean, look at us as the Falcons. We may have a situation where we may have to get rid of Matt Ryan at the end of the season because of money issues. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's not because of his talent. It's not because that he can't play. It's just um it'll be a situation that he's going to cost us 21 million against the cap, and I don't know what the cap ceiling is going to be, but he's going to be accounted for 21 million. I think at least I'll say at least 21 million. So therefore, it's going to be something that we may have to look at. Maybe it'll
right.
be where that we'll probably end up keeping him, but when you got guys like Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks, you never know. Josh Rosen may become that guy. Everybody talks about him
Yeah,
and he can't keep a job or whatever, but he never been in a stable environment or a stable team.
yeah. I
Also,
think teams done him wrong, Josh
yeah,
Rosen.
yeah. You really want to talk about a quarterback's been done wrong? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. So he's in a really good spot right now that he could possibly do something different. Also, we may have a situation with Felipe Franks. He's a work in progress, but you never know how
hmm
well he may develop. He was an undrafted free agent. I mean, very, very, very cap friendly because he's not making the
hmm
big bucks because he wasn't drafted.
How
So
long do you think? How long do you think it'll take for him to develop, in your
I'll say
opinion?
I'll say give it a year, maybe maybe two at the max.
hmm
Two at the max because he played pretty well in the preseason. I think he just need to work on his throwing and his accuracy. and that just works with repetition, because he has a lot of raw talent. I mean, he can move in the pocket, he can run, he got some speed on him. He has a cannon of an arm. It's just not accurate, and it's just something that he has to work on. And I think, like you said, if he goes to practice and he actually, works on it, repetition, running plays, running drills over and over again, I think he'll be able to establish that. It's not a problem at all. It's just, if he's able to put in the work, it'll be done. So,
right.
Like I said, you guys, especially, in the trajectory sense, you guys are kind of going up as far as what the future holds. We're not going completely down, but it's more like it's not going up either. Because, like I said, Matt Ryan could play for another 2 or 3 years, honestly. But if the money's not there, then we may have a situation where we may have to move on from him, not at the end of this year, but probably the end of next year. So it's something that we're going to have to look into. Anything else you got? Because we're getting about to an hour, and unfortunately we don't have any more callers, but I'm going to wrap it up, to wrap up the show. But anything else you got?
No, that's all.
Hey man, listen, Dave 10, you've been around for a long time, and I really appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming around. You, like the guys of Quaface, Engraven Viz, he was in the chat earlier. All the other people who usually come through and watch and listen. Like I said, I may be streaming my games over here on YouTube probably within the next day or so. So you probably won't find me on Twitch anymore based on everything that's going on over there. I talked about that earlier in the show. So, the link is in the description of that channel. If you want to go over there and subscribe to the VFcast channel, I should pop right on up. You can subscribe over there. Not only I'll be doing the VFcast episodes over there, I'll be probably doing more gaming over there as well.
Okay.
All right, Dave, man. Good to see you, bro. And I appreciate you, man. I'll see you in the next one.
All right.
All right, man. You be easy. Peace. All right, that was a great call, really good call. And I would like to have more calls like that. I mean, we need more calls like that, and more people have great questions like that. Dave 10 has been a really big supporter of the show for a long time. Also, everybody who's been Patreon members, Quaface, you already know what it is. Doug Thomas, BigZayMack, thank you guys for being Patreon members. I do extra content over there for you guys. I'm going to have another video for you guys up there very shortly. That'll probably be going up sometime tomorrow for you guys. As far as everything else, thank you guys once again for everyone for coming through and watching the show. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate the love and support. Without you guys, this doesn't go. It really don't. It's not just me talking. It's guys like Dave 10. It's guys like everybody else who's willing to come through and show support. Hit the like button, share, give your 2 cents, put comments in the chat, watching the videos, the episodes, and also on Twitter when I'm on Twitter. Also, if you guys want to if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at VFBaller. You can find that as well. And basically I'll post all type of things on there as far as football and gaming as well. So I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys once again. You guys are awesome. You guys be blessed. Episode 240 will be it'll be live on Sunday at 10 a.m. We'll be talking about the pregame of the Atlanta Falcons game. We're going to talk about the recap of FAU versus Georgia Southern and all other things under that umbrella. So you guys take it easy. You guys be blessed. Peace.